Greetings. My name is Ben, aka Downsize It, and I am joined once again by Social General Rob. Hello. And today we're bringing you another Star Wars Armada bat rep, and today I'm bringing out a subscriber submitted list, and it was submitted by Mercier, spelled with a 3, where the E is, and I think it's Mercier, based on how it's spelled. I'm trying to get all your guys' names right, so I apologize if I butcher your names or your online call signs, etc. But thank you for submitting this list. This is definitely going to be interesting. It's another no squad list. I'm not a big no squad list, but I don't think it's going to punch me too much because Rob brought a minimal squad list. And none of them are bombers, so it's not going to hurt me too bad that I didn't bring any squads. So we're going to go over the fleets and mission coming up, and then after that, we will have the deployment overlay while Rob and I go over our pre-game interview. For the Imperials and the list submitted by Mercier, we have Grand Moff Tarkin on an ISD Moon refit with Minister Tua, electronic countermeasures, intensify firepower, gunnery teams, spinal armament, linked turbolaser towers, and the Sovereign title. A second ISD Moon refit with Captain Nita, turbolaser reroute circuits, take evasive action, gunnery teams, and spinal armament. Darth Vader on a Gazanti cruiser with repair crews, and Hondo Inaka on another Gazanti cruiser with repair crews. For the Rebels, we have Admiral Ackbar on an assault frigate Mark II Bravo with weapons liaison, veteran gunners, XI-7s, and the Paragon title. Lando Calrissian on an MC-30 scout frigate with ordnance experts, assault proton torpedoes, XI-7s, and the admonition title. And Torin Farr on an MC-75 ordnance cruiser with Caitkin and Sholin, hardened bulkheads, assault proton torpedoes, and rapid reload. For Rebel squadrons, we have a VCX-100 freighter and 3 A-Wing squadrons. For missions, I came in way under points. Mercier had a pretty sizable bid of 18 points, and I chose to go second. So Rob had to choose between opening salvo, abandoned mining facility, and solar corona. And Rob chose to go with solar corona. And how this mission works: the first player deploys all of his ships and squadrons first, then the second player. Then after deployment, the second player, which will be myself, I choose one of the 3 foot edges, and that is the corona. And anytime a ship's firing arc passes through the corona, you have to discard one of your accuracy icons from the attack pool if you are able while attacking. Coming up next, we will have the deployment in an overlay while Rob and I go over our pre-game interview discussing our strategy and tactics. Okay, now that you've seen the fleets in the mission, and as you're watching the deployment on the overlay below us there, Rob, why don't you go ahead and tell me the thoughts behind this list and your strategy behind it and with deployment.
Well, as we all know, I like Ackbar, so I decided to just use him, and I like the assault frigate. So Ben doesn't care for it. I think that's why I like it. And so I decided to let me see if I can use a speed 3 ships. So I took out the MC-75 and the MC-30. I said, let's see what we can do with these guys. And originally I was going to take a GR-75, but I decided with Torin Farr, but I decided not to. Let's save those points for squadrons, which turned out to be, anyways, we'll see in a minute. But I put Torin Farr on top of the MC-75 instead because it doesn't, as an ordnance, doesn't have any Plutos, so she can help everybody else out. So, and that ship won't be missing anything. The fighters, the A-Wings, and the VCX were used for special reasons. A-Wings are for defense, and they're going to be defending all the ships, especially Ackbar. The VCX is supposed to be doing its ability, strategic, to go out and grab tokens in case there were any out there and bring them back to my ships. Well, as we can see, Mercier brought no squadrons. My A-Wings are kind of not useless, they're still useful. My VCX, and I picked the only one, I think it's all of your Mercier's missions, were, I didn't have any tokens on them that I could use. So my VCX was kind of, again, not totally useless, but, yeah. So, it's kind of interesting to see that happen. I was really worried about a squadron ball. So, that was my initial creation of the ships, of my fleet. So we shall see how it goes. I'm going to try to fly Ackbar like he should be flown, and it's not the Ackbar Slash, as we all know and love, but after looking at it, I think the Ackbar Slash could have been deadly to me more often than not. Especially now it's the 2 Star Destroyers out there.
So this one is fairly straightforward, this list that Mercier submitted. And running off the Simons and having the fleet commands filled out, bringing Tarkin guarantees that I will always be able to have my fleet commands active, especially with the Sovereign title. I think Tarkin, I discussed this with Irish Madcat, why I ranked Tarkin so high on the Imperialist is that if you take Tarkin with the Sovereign title, it makes Tarkin such, it's an orders of magnitude better when you have Tarkin with Sovereign, especially with his cheaper point cost now 1.5. The ability to distribute tokens and then use Sovereign to swap the tokens out to whoever specifically for each ship. So that's excellent again for getting my fleet commands to go off. Also, I do have gunnery teams, so if I choose that maybe I don't want intensified firepower and I want gunnery teams to go off. It does make it a little difficult, some of the overlapping redundancies with gunnery teams and intensified firepower on the same ship. But I can use Hondo for like a one-off for one turn where I can have potentially, actually I don't even know if I can do that, the timing. Yeah, I don't know, it'll be interesting. I'll have to look at some of the timing of the cards. But other than that though, this is a pretty straightforward, and it looks like a simple list to run. It's 2 Simons, you just point them at the enemy and let them go.
Right.
And the way that Rob set up here with the, actually we totally did deployment wrong. Oh well, it's my fault. You're supposed to deploy everything first,
right.
And I counter deploy.
Well, it kind of worked out that way in a way.
So those of you watching the overlay here, you'll see why are they going back and forth the Solar Chronos? Because
we both mixed up that. Yeah.
Messed up, forgot. I'm an idiot. Oh well, it actually worked out. If you look at it, when you see at the end of deployment and you'll see the pictures, it wouldn't have changed how I deployed really. I might have just moved my Gazantes over, and it wouldn't have changed where the Solar Chronos at.
I probably want to change how I deploy.
Yeah, I'm able to put my Star Destroyers with the back to the Corona and constantly face Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much every Rob takes a shot at me, it's going to be into the Corona.
Right, which I knew was going to happen.
So it worked out, even though I completely gave Rob a huge advantage by not having to deploy first. Oh well, sorry about that. But again, this is fairly simple. You just take the Simons and just point them at the enemy. Near the end of the match, I'll be using Vader to probably choke out Nita and Tua to give me the re-rolls for like when it's like a key roll to maybe drop a ship near the end of the match. I don't want to drop them too soon because Nita's providing a valuable resource and so is Tua. So, and actually I need to look into there's an FAQ on Tua. If she gets taken out, do I lose the electronic countermeasures? I'll have to look that up when that comes in. So. I don't think so, but I'll have to double check that. Anyway, and the Gazantes, again, very self-explanatory. They are there just to repair my Simons. So they're not doing comm setting, they're not doing bomber commands, nothing like that. They're just going to stay close and behind the Simoons. I'm just going to do some little readjustments in the first couple rounds. Just keep them close and repair my Star Destroyers as they take hits. So again, pretty straightforward list, but deadly list, because 2 Simoons is nothing to sneeze at, as I'm sure all of you know. 1 Star Destroyer is bad enough. 2 on the board in 400-point game can be pretty hard to deal with. But Rob has the ships to deal with. Although he might be a little out of position with the MC-30. It's fast enough he might be able to turn it around in time. But he's got Ackbar and he's got these side shooting ships, so it's not a foregone conclusion. So Rob and I are now going to plan our dials, and then we'll be back at the start of round 1 and see how this goes. Start of round 1. And here are the forces arrayed. The Imperial Trap, both Simoons coming out of the Solar Corona, surprising Ackbar and his task force, although not surprising too much. The Gazantes didn't get word of the trap, and they deployed earlier than they should have, much to Tarkin's chagrin. I did look up Nita and Tua. Their effects, you get their bonus during list creation and then basically when you're setting up. Then after that, they're useless. They're just sitting on the ship, so they are free to be choked out by Vader. No problemo. And just to give you some of the speeds, my entire fleet is starting at speed 2, and Rob's entire fleet, the Rebel Force, is starting at speed 3. And one last thing, I need to go over my Tarkin stuff. So Tarkin gave out nav tokens to my entire fleet. Then I used Sovereign to change the token on Sovereign to a Concentrate Fire. And even though I'm not going to be using it, I'm just doing it now just so I can get in the habit. I've activated both my fleet commands, Intensify Firepower, and Take Evasive Action. And even though I will try to remember at the start of every round to say that, just keep a note, for the entire game, I will be maintaining Intensified Firepower and Take Evasive Action with the Tarkin token. Okay, starting with Rob's Admonition with Lando. It is a Navigate, taking a token, staying at speed 3, and just slingshotting around this debris field to get back into position. Start with my marked Gazanti Hondo. It is a Navigate, and I'm using the dial to slow down to 1, moving straight.
I'll be using the MC-75. I will be using the...
It's a Navigate.
Navigate. I'll be using it to go the whole entire dial to go forward 3 here, so keep at speed 3.
Get the ones from the dial.
1. Right by the space station.
And it's not with Vader. It's also Navigate, slowing down to 1. I'll be doing turning in. Back.
Alright, now we're going to be using the Paragon here. And just going speed 3. It's a Navigate tile, sorry. And I'll keep the token. And we're just going to do a little maneuver right here.
Okay, starting with my unnamed Star Destroyer under Captain Nita. It is an engineering, taking a token, and just going straight. Trying not to run into the Sovereign. And speaking of the Sovereign, it's the same thing, an engineering, taking a token, and just going straight. And then Squadron Phase is next. We will not put that on screen. And then I'll just do a recap to show you what Rob's moves were at the start of round 2. Start of round 2. For my Tarkin stuff, Tarkin gave out navs again. And then I did Sovereign again to swap out the 1. Activate Intensify Firepower on Sovereign. Activated Take Evasive Action on the Nita Simoon, Obviously, I kept the nav, the one with Vader. There's no change there. And then over here, I actually swapped out the nav that I had with an engineering using the Sovereign title as well. For squadron movement, you can see that everyone shuffled over here to my left side of the battlefield, and this A-wing moving forward. Just doing some screening, it looks like.
Alright, we're going to be moving the MC-30 Lando. I'm using the navigation dial. I'm going up to speed 4.
Okay, I'm going to go with Nita's side moon. It is a navigate, and I'm taking a token. I'm getting the extra click at the end there from my take evasive action fleet command.
Alright, now from the MC-75 is a navigate dial. I'll be using it to add an extra click at the 1. And as you can see on the board there, we just clicked it over to right there, and I was come around.
I go with my marked Gazanti with Hondo. It is a navigate speeding back up to speed 2 and using an extra click at the 1.
Okay, next is the Paragon. It's got a navigation dial. Squadron dial, which I'll be using the squadron dial to move 2 A-wings and the VCX.
We already moved them. Let's say we moved here from off screen. This V6 moved up. Let's say we moved up. They're both just going to take some pot shots. I'm going to do that right now. Which one do you want to do first?
Let's do the A-wing over there by the Exotic.
A-wing on the Gazanti. Hit, I will scatter. And VCX is a hit. I will redirect it to my starboard side.
Okay, I have no other shots. So we'll be moving. I'll be using the dial token. No, the dial is
Not your nav token.
Nav token, I'm sorry. To slow down to speed 2. And I'll be zipping around right by the station right there.
Okay, I'm going to go with Tarkin. It is a navigate, and I believe. Something about this here. Yeah, I'm just going to be taking the token. I'm not going to need the dial right now. So I should take evasive action. And I do have an obstructed long-range shot into the side of the MC-75. Okay, I get 5 red, plus 1 for spinal, but minus 1 for the obstruction, so the spinal cancels it out. So 5 red into the side of the MC-75. Not a terrible start. Accuracy there. Alright, then I'm going to link turbo laser towers one of these blanks. Okay, this is actually turning out really well. And then I will intensify firepower. That to a hit. And I just want you to take all of it, so I'm going to stop your brace. So that'll be 6 damage coming in.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to redirect. I cannot use the brace. So I'll redirect. I'll take off 3 out the back, and then...
Off the back, 3 off the side.
3 out the side.
Okay, shields down on the port side and the aft of the MC-75. Okay, and I'm going speed 2 and getting the extra click from take evasive action at the end. Tarkin, taking the lead. Go into Ackbar and his other capital ship. Okay, lastly, we've got the Gazanti with Vader. It is a navigate, and I'm spending the token to get me to jump up to speed 3. Vader needs to get in range to start choking people out. And also need to get my repair crews in range. Getting an extra click at the 1 from the dial and an extra click at the 3 from take evasive action. Right back up into formation. And barely missing that asteroid belt. And squadrons, the only other squadron is this remaining A-wing. It's not going to attack anybody, Rob will move it, and I'll show you where it goes at the start of round 3. Okay, start of round 3 and some token shenanigans going on. So Tarkin I started off with. Everyone got a con fire. Then I used that con fire to activate intensify firepower. And the navigate that was already on here from last turn, take evasive action. Then I used Sovereign to swap the con fire on Vader's Gazanti to an engineering. And as you can see here, Hondo has been flipped over. I used Hondo. Then to give a nav back to Nita, and a con fire back to Tarkin. And then the engineering went on the MC-75 for Rob, and the squadron went on the Paragon. And for those that might be curious about how all those token shenanigans can work like that, Sovereign, Tarkin, and Hondo all happen at the start of the ship phase. And when an occurrence happens at the same time for multiple cards, the person doing the occurrence gets to choose the order. So I chose Tarkin to go first, then I moved the stuff over to the fleet commands, because that's also started ship phase. Then I did Sovereign, and then lastly I did Hondo, which is all part of the start of the ship phase. And as you can see here, it is really about to get into it. Tarkin is about to take a beating from the MC-75, and Ackbar, he is right in perfect setup for Ackbar attacks, but Tarkin and Sovereign are also in a perfect spots to do some gunnery teams and hit both ships with its forward firepower. And then the last A-wing is the one right there, just moved over also just to get into the mess. And these squads, granted they're not bombers, but they can still be harassers, do little bee stings, force me to spend defense tokens, etc.
Okay, the M75 is activating next. We have concentrate fire dial, and I'll be using it to fire upon the Simon using the Ackbar ability to add 2 red. Which means I have 5 red dice coming into.
Okay, 5 reds with Ackbar firing into the Sovereign side to front, and this is firing into the Corona, so the gunners are a little blinded from this shot. And, well, let me see what you got before you make the decision. Actually, I need to read the timing on this. You might not be able to adjust this. It's actually an interesting interaction here. So that's what you got so far. It's a pretty good roll. Alright. While the ship is attacking, before it's having any attack effects. So I don't think correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not going to look it up just because I'm in the middle of filming, but I don't think attack effects is part of re-rolling. Attack effect is like saying I'm going to do an accuracy on something. I think. I could be wrong, but we're going to go with it that you can choose to re-roll dice before the Corona takes place. So you can choose to re-roll this because you're going to lose it anyway.
Right.
Taking control.
Roll the accuracy, yeah.
Again, that might be wrong. Let me know in the comments below if that's incorrect. And I'll actually probably check when I go home and edit this, and I'll put it in the text if I find out that I'm wrong anyway. But that's what we're going to play for this game. Okay, control, well, it doesn't matter, it's an accuracy anyway. You're destined to have it go into the Corona, gunners are blinded.
Actually, I could use I could do any number of dice, right?
Yeah.
So I could do
I'm assuming you didn't want to re-roll.
No.
Yeah, you can't re-roll this twice with Kagan.
Oh, okay.
You already re-rolled it. So, that's nothing to modify.
No.
So 6 damage, you basically just gave back what you just gave to me, but I get to use my brace. So down to 3 and redirect. And we will redirect to the 2 to my starboard side and take 1 down on the front.
Alright. So it'll be, I'm sorry.
Just like we went back, Robert had the engineering token from Hondo, so just let me go back to use that to get half his engineering, raising his port shield by 1.
And then I'm going to be moving, I'm going speed 3. And I'm going to just turn as much as possible. Come over there.
Okay, we're going to go immediately with Sovereign. It is a concentrate fire. The MC-75 wisely went first and got out of my front firing arc, so I could not get a shot off on there, but Ackbar is in my sights, medium range. And then I will be using gunner teams to do a flat shot at these A-wings, this one being obstructed. Okay, so we are at medium range, and I have spinal armament, so it'll be 6 red, 2 blue. That's pretty good. This over here, because I will be using that. Although no doubles. That's a problem. I don't think I need to do any massive rerolls there. Alright, so link turbo laser towers. Yeah, I think that's why I'm debating if I want to just reroll the whole thing with Vader having choke out Tua, but I'm actually not gonna. I'm just gonna take what I get. That's a good, not a bad roll. So stop your brace, so you take the full damage. Be 7 damage coming in.
I'm going to use the evade on a blue die.
Same damage. It's just not a crit. There's still plenty of crits to make up for that.
And then I'll be redirecting shield.
Where to? You're at the front. You can do front and side. So front and side shields down. Okay, front and port shields down on the Paragon. Yeah, I'm sure you definitely don't want to do that. Alright, flacking. We will start with the one that's obstructed, and just work our way around. If I'd actually get it in the dice tray. 1 damage, 2 damage, and 1 damage. Okay, I'm going to slow down using my token, down to speed 1, and using the extra click from take evasive action. So turn as hard as I can here, and setting up Rob for a very nice double arc shot, because I'm nice like that. And where do you want your Y-wing, or your A-wings to go?
Alright, I'll be having them go on the... Alright, I'll be moving the MC-30. It is a squadron dial. I'll be taking the token because there's no squadrons nearby. And I'll be using the navigate token to turn up the number 3 there to make the hardest turn I can.
Slowing down to 3.
Slowing down to 3.
Okay, Captain Nita, it's concentrate fire. I already got a dial. Or I already got a token. But I'm just going to might use it for, I am going to go ahead and use it for my flak shot. At this VCX, just going to do it real quick right here on screen. So, 1 damage. Concentrate fire in. Another damage, use my token for 3 damage on that VCX. Oh, that's pretty good. And then using my nav token, so that was concentrate fire token and nav token, to slow down to 1, getting an extra click from take evasive action. I'm pretty sure I will be hitting this VCX. Yep. Then you get to place the VCX.
The VCX will be going right in front still. Yep. Okay, Ackbar is up. He's got a concentrate fire, and I got the Tarkin double arc to the front there. For a side shot and a front.
Alright, starting with the front shot. It's 2 red, and he's adding black with Paragon. I don't think, well, you could veteran gunners it, but I don't think you want to do that with this one. Oh, actually, before that, hang on, so that's there. A-wing, sorry, this is out of order. A hit, just taking down the front, I would have done that anyway.
Okay.
So I have 2 shields on the front left, so you want to keep that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I am not going to brace, but I am going to redirect. Yep, so shields down on the front, and moving 1 shield to my port side. Okay, and then we have side to front, which is 3 red, a blue, and what color do you want to add? Black. Okay. Man, the dice are hot on this one. And I'm assuming you don't want to re-roll your whole dice pool.
No.
Okay, so this actually goes away from Solar Chrono.
Yeah.
Alright, I am going to brace that. So I am going to contain, because I'm going to be taking one of these on the hole, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I want to use my brace now? Brace to 3. Can I redirect 1? I take 2. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Brace to 3, redirect 1, contain, so I take 2 face down. And the redirect's going to go to my starboard side. So starboard shields are down.
You moving to do a little maneuver here. Get out front and see if we can line up some more shots later on.
Alright, I'm going to use my numbered Gazanti, where Hondo Inaka has vacated the battlefield, already dispersing his duplicitous effects. Spending my engineering token to heal a damage off of the Sovereign with repaired crews. And then flanking out the side into the 2 aims that are close here, just going to do that right here. So this one first, nothing. This one here, nothing. Alright, so the Gazanti anti-aircraft guns, they forgot to put ammunition. And then I am moving, oh, it's a navigate command, I think I forgot to say that. Navigate command, moving speed 2, causing you to have obstructed shot. So I'm actually just going to slow down to 1 and go straight forward, I think. Yeah, this isn't the best of options, I don't think, but yeah, I'm just going to do it. These small little flotillas are in the midst of these giant behemoths throwing haymakers. We're going to go Gazanti with Fader. It is also navigate, and I'm spending the engineering token to heal repair crews. So Siphon no longer has any hull damage, and that is why Mercier 3 put 2 Gazantis with repair crews in this list. It's very effective. Alright, so some flacking. We got this one double arc, so but we're going to start here. So at the front, nothing, still haven't loaded the guns. This one hit, the double arc, 1 hit, it's down to 1, and this one that's on 2 takes 1. Alright, and then for movement, staying at speed 3, but using my navigate to get an extra click at the 3, and take evasive action for another click at the 3. And some really nice hyper-maneuverability here with the fleet commands. Take evasive action, I think, is my favorite fleet command. Intensify firepower is a close second, of course. Unless I'm playing as rebels, and then all fighters follow me is pretty essential for all those slow fighters. Alright, squadron phase. Again, just we can actually do this real quick. There's not going to be any movement. We're just going to keep them where they are and just throw shots. So we got this A-wing into the front of my Simoon. It's damage. I'm just going to be taking the damage on these because I don't want to give me more defense tokens. This A-wing into my Simoon. A damage as well. And by the way, this is clear. Yellow dot to the center where the plastic or where the cardboard is not crossing the asteroid belt. And then over here, a blue dice into the front of the other side moon for a hit, which I will redirect and just send that also, like I did last time, to the starboard side. So the 2 damage that I healed with repair crews, the A-wings are like, nuh-uh. We're going to keep that damage on the side. Start of round 4, the Tarkin shenanigans. The Tarkin order was navigate to everybody, and then Sovereign converted the Gazanti ones over to engineering. The navigate was then used to activate take evasive action, and the concentrate fire I had left over from last turn was used for intensify firepower on Sovereign. Unfortunately, admonition is still not in the fight. So a lot of firepower not being utilized. This MC-75 though is still doing pretty decently, hasn't been shot at again. Nita's Star Destroyer been pretty effectively useless so far. Rob got around me faster than I anticipated. Should have angled him in sooner. But this is where the real battle is coming down to. Tarkin versus Ackbar. Can Ackbar survive one more round? My money on Vegas is no. Rob has no comment.
Alright, doing Ackbar here first. It's an engineering dial, which I'll be using to raise up 2 shields on my port side, right there. And then he'll be doing an Ackbar shot right into Tarkin.
And let me double check obstruction here because of the station. It will be obstructed because the line is passing over the station where it clears, and you do not count the shield dials to see if it clears or not. So basically, pretend that's not there. The line does pass over the station and becomes visible. There's some interesting detailed intricacies about obstruction and stuff that I learned about a few weeks ago that I was corrected on. Okay, so we have 3 red, 1 blue, Ackbar adds 2 red, and then the obstruction drops it down to 4 red, 1 blue. I have no shields on the front or the starboard side. I do have shields on my port side, so my redirect is useful. Okay, this is what we have so far.
Yeah, I might be using veteran gunners on this one, I think.
Okay.
Using veteran gunners.
Veteran gunners. That actually might turn out a bit better because now you have an accuracy. But that's blue, and we just measured these in torn far range.
And yep, and so I will be using it. I can see a little smirk.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's an accuracy.
So Chrono's been helping me out a lot.
Yes, it has.
Alright, so I'm going to contain, redirect. Can only redirect 1, so I'll take 3 face down.
Yeah, moving forward, I'm going to be hitting that asteroid as a growth speed 2. But it's like my best chance.
And the damage. Injured crew. Choose one and discard one of your defense tokens. That's not the one you want to get now.
No.
When you have full defense tokens and they're all green.
I think evade is probably the best one to get rid of, to be honest.
Yeah, because you'd just be having me reroll. Well, I don't know, because you can discard that when I attack you, so you can reroll 2.
No, brace and shields though.
That's true. So yeah,
So
probably right.
It's like, it's,
Yep. But I want to keep your brace and redirect. And Tarkin aboard the Sovereign orders concentrate fire. And I will be using my gunnery teams. It is medium range for both shots. Going into the sides of the Paragon and the MC-75. Grand Moff Tarkin has had enough of this. Alright, I'm starting with my attack on Ackbar. The 6 red, 2 blue with the spinal armament. No, there is no obstruction. And this is front to side, and Rob does have 2 shields there in the side from his engineering that he used, but I got 3 blank reds. Which, I mean, this is the time to do it. I'm going to keep these 2 blue, because I got the accuracies I wanted, so this is all internal. He has 1 damage, so with the shields and the hull, I need 7 total damage. So I need to maximize this, so it is time for Vader to start killing people. Enter Satua on board the Sovereign feels herself starting to collapse from asphyxiation from somewhere, she doesn't know where. The rest of the crew are motivated through fear from Vader. I'm re-rolling all my reds. Let's see. And that is exactly enough. 7 damage. The dark side and the Sith. Through fear, Ackbar goes down. And just for effect, the turbo laser towers, did I get an extra one? It was an accuracy, so.
something else.
It was all just Vader.
See, it's good thing I don't have the evade. Anyway.
Yeah,
Lock that down.
Yep. So, now front to side into the MC-75. And this is also medium range. Be 6 red, 2 blue. And Rob does have 1 shield on the side there, no shields on the back, 4 shields on the front. This is with gunnery teams with the concentrate fire. Wow, I'm getting hot with my accuracies right now. Just checking. Yeah, you don't have electronic countermeasures or anything. Yeah, it's a pretty good hit. It's not going to kill you, but it's definitely going to do some work. Then link turbo laser towers. Very good. So that'll be 6 damage. I'm assuming you're going to contain.
Yes,
So it'll be 1 on the shield and then 5 face down. Okay, with movement, I'm using my token to speed up to speed 2. I'm getting the extra click at the 2 from take evasive action.
Okay, MC75 is moving. Armada is now some little fun back. She's going to try to get revenge. We got navigate dial. And we have double arc, Tarkin, double arc from the back and from the side.
And the back shot is going to be obstructed. Okay, we're going to have 3 red, 3 black. The 3rd black is from rapid reload, and this is a clear shot into my back. And I do have 2 shields there. And this is not... Actually, it is going to be a Corona. This is based on your arc. If the arc passes through, even though technically you're shooting behind, actually, I'm double check that. If your arc crosses the solar Corona, yeah, if it's inside the hull zone attacking arc, so yes. So you will have to get rid of accuracy. If you choose not to reroll with Kitkin and Shonen. So you already got pretty good there. Did you want to Kitkin?
I think it's only a certain color.
Yeah, you pick 1 color and reroll that color.
Well,
If you leave it as is, you'll be getting 1 of these accuracies, but you'll still have an accuracy.
yeah, we'll stop your contain. Special for the APT.
Well, the contain doesn't matter because you have assault proton torpedoes. My contain is meaningless.
But I'll only be getting 2 damage. Well, actually, APTs will still go off, right?
Yeah?
I'll be at 3 damage in. Well, 3 damage total. So which means 1 damage in and
I'll be taking 4 damage in.
4 damage, right, yeah. Or I could roll the Whew, that's a tough one. What are you down to?
I'm down to 7 health left.
4 more would kill you.
I have 7 health left.
Supposed to left, sorry, my bad. No, I'm gonna have to leave it the way it is.
Okay, so this accuracy goes away.
Yeah.
Locking my redirect, because contain doesn't matter.
Right.
So, first I take an APT. Power failure. My engineering value is reduced to half its value. That's really bad.
And
No, it's really bad.
I'd rather have your
Because I
engine down.
can't repair.
Mm-hmm.
And then I take 5 damage, 2 on the shields, and 3 more face down. Three health remaining. With a rear shot coming in. 2 blacks.
And it's here.
1 black.
Okay. I think Sean might be using this.
1 damage.
Yes, just damage. I'll roll again. See if I get
Roll again.
Let's see if I can hit crit.
Hit crit.
Nice. Like that.
I will redirect and contain.
It's special with the APTs, right?
APTs can only happen once.
Where are you down? That's all I care. Where are you down? MC30 hasn't done yet.
I still take a face down though, because I only had 1 shield to redirect to.
Oh.
So, 2 health left.
Okay, so now that we've hurt Tarkin a little bit, we're going to be turning hard as we possibly can and going for the second sector.
Get an extra click here from the.
Yeah.
Going with my numbered Gazanti. as they navigate. Unfortunately, I just measured I am out of range to repair cruise the Sovereign. So the Sovereign might be going down. Only has 2 health left. But I'm just going to do this real quick here. Do a little cheeky side shot to the MC-75. And then a flak on this A-wing out the back. The flak does nothing. This A-wing just can dodge all the flak. And then the side, and accuracy, which I'd have to give up anyway because it was in the solar corona. It's very ineffectual. With my navigate, With my navigate, I'm going to slow down to 0 because I don't want to ram both Gazantis and have them both take damage. It does make me very vulnerable to next round's attack from the MC-75, but I am just going to risk it. Or am I? No, I'm not going to risk it. Stay at speed 1. I'm not taking a token or anything, but both Gazantis are going to take a damage because we are going to ram. I probably could have angled out this way, but I don't want to get in his way. I need to keep letting him turn.
Alright. Next is up is the MC-30 Orlando flying in. It is a concentrate fire dial, which I'll be using. And I'll be using it on the on Tarkin right there. Side shot.
Alright, so you have 2 reds. To start, long range, side to side. I have 2 health left. 1 damage so far. Concentrate fire.
Yep.
There's 2 damage. Tarkin goes down. And on the blaze. Tarkin ship goes up in flames. Now we're going to be getting those Tarkin benefits.
Alright, we're going to go straight 3. Keep add mission in here into the fight. See if we can take down the last one.
Alright, going with Vader's Gazanti. It is a navigate. I will be using the dial at some point during navigating. Not using the engineering token, obviously, because well, actually, no, I am going to use the engineering token. What am I saying? I can heal my other Gazanti that just rammed into me.
Heal yourself.
So, I don't think you can heal. Oh, yeah, I can heal myself.
Heal yourself, yeah.
Heal myself!
Vader's going to heal himself, yeah.
Yes. Definitely heal himself. But I actually have this MC-75 double arc. So I'll do some cheeky Gazanti shots at the MC-75. Alright, coming into the side. First, the front. 4 damage, and there's no shields there, but you do have shields on the front. 4 shields. Yep, so 1 face down, and the side to side. Or an accuracy. Alright, using the nav to slow down to 2, getting an extra click at the 1, and Vader orders his Gazanti crew to get in the way of this MC-75. Prepare and brace for impact. Prepare to be rammed. Just to slow you down. Alright, we've got Captain Nita, who's now in command as I concentrate fire. And I'll be using his engineering token just to raise the shield on the starboard side. Cheeky raising of the shields. And I am going to be doing a side shot first. Long range, side to side, and then I'll be flacking. Alright, side to side, long range. There's only 1 red on a Simoon. And then concentrate fire in another red. That. And this. And then I'll TRC this to that.
Alright, well, contain, of course. Hit it.
I don't think you need to contain. You have 4 shields on the front.
Yeah, I'm going to have to redirect my shield. That was a brace and a redirect.
Yep, so brace to 2, redirect to the front.
Redirect, yeah.
And then attacking BCX. Why can't I keep this in the drawer? 1 damage. Okay, staying at speed 1. I'm using take evasive action just to keep trying to turn. I have the disadvantage here, obviously. Rebels love being in turning battle. Imperials hate it. We're going to VCX.
V6 will go on your. Let's put it in front.
Keep it on the front.
Yep.
And actually, we'll just keep it here because that's all the ships. Squad phase. Swing the V6 is just going to throw a shot. Simon?
Yes, into the Simon.
Okay. More damage, and now just what I keep doing, redirecting to the starboard side. Ailing into my Gazanti. Scatter. It was a hit, so I scatter. And then the other two A-wings will be moving, and I'll show you where they go at the start of round 5. Okay, start of round 5. No Tarkin shenanigans, because Tarkin is dead. And no take evasive action, because I had no means to activate it, so less maneuverability this round for me. Getting near the end of the battle, however, it is still anyone's game. The MC-75 is heavily damaged, only 3 health left. Whereas Nida's Star Destroyer is still in prime condition, but out of position. And then Lando with the admonition is flying in quick to maybe have a significant impact for the end of the game. Then you can see here the A-wings, where the movement came down, focusing in on the Gazanti that used to have Hondo. Hondo has now ran away from the battle.
Alright, so the MC-75 is going next. Is an engineering dial. I have used it to put up 2 shields on my port side. And we'll be firing frontal arc into Vader and the side arc into Nida.
Start with Vader. Front and to the side. Unloading. Torpedo tubes. 2 blue, 5 black. Into this fragile flotilla. And I am very, very lucky. No crits yet. And you do have Kitkin and Sholin. Yes, this arc is going into the Corona, so 1 accuracy is going away. You need 2 accuracies to stop my scatter.
Unless I use the blacks to roll. So I would be rolling all 3 blacks.
And then I would scatter.
They're special. So I don't want to color up. So.
If you want me to take any damage at all, you need to re-roll this blue and hope you get an accuracy, and then I would take 1 in the hull, 1 in the shield, 1 in the hull.
Well, let's reroll that blue and I'll take them on accuracy.
Kicking and Sholin is once per round. You tap them. Right. I'm asking, do you want to do this with this shot, or do you want to save the re-roll for the shot into the Simon?
No, I'm going to use it for the shot.
Use it for the shot. Okay. Alright. Is it an accuracy? It is.
Yes.
So 1 goes away from the Solar Corona. Obviously, actually, my scatter.
Right.
I will evade. No, I am not going to evade. I don't want you to reroll it into a crit. I'll just take my face down damage. Thank you very much.
Dang it.
So, starboard shield down. And 1 face down on Vader. Got very lucky there.
Yep.
That you got no crits. I was really very, very lucky. Alright, 3 reds, side to side, into Nida's Star Destroyer. 3 crits. Nothing else really coming in on me that's important. So I'll brace to 2 and redirect. I'll take 1 on the side, 1 on the back. So checked. The best he could do, since it doesn't have a nav, is try to do this sidestep. It is going to be a ram, forcing him to go back to the 1 here. Vader takes 1 more damage, still alive, smoking. Almost destroyed the Gazanti he's sitting on, but the ploy worked. Vader has kept the MC-75 in the front arc of the Simon's guns. Alright, activating my numbered Gazanti. I'm going to say concentrate fire. And I'll be flacking out the front. And then potentially, I'll be taking a cheap pot shot out the side here. I'll make that decision here. See how the flacking goes, basically. I have to see how that goes. If I want to use my concentrate fire on the flak. Or save it and then do a side shot. Or maybe potentially flak out the back at this unkillable A-Wing squadron. And spoiler alert ahead, I miscalculated. Since I didn't force Rob to go back to the 0, he was able to go to the 1. He is out of my side wind's front arc. So the deploy did not work, unfortunately, for me. Okay, starting on the VCX. The damage. The A-Wing in the middle. I have a Simon about to flak, and we're gonna save it. The A-Wing on the right, dead, and I am gonna concentrate fire into the side of the MC-75. So, first the blue, side to side, and concentrate fire. 2 hits. You have 2 shields on the side, 2 shields on the front.
Brace up the one, redirected, take it off the back.
Back has no shields.
Back has no shields.
2 shields on the side, 2 shields on the front.
Take the shield off the, we just saw your side. My long range for Simon?
Long range.
Do you have 1 red die?
Yeah, with Nita.
Where's it yours? Okay.
So it'll be a double. I'll say right now. It's going to be a double regardless what happens.
Take it off the front.
Take it off the front. Okay, so redirecting to the front. Okay, Rob, let me go back because I forgot. Use my engineering token to heal a damage off of himself. Now that I measure this, yeah, can't heal off of Vader. So heal the damage off himself. It's back to full health. And then going speed 1 straight. And you get to place those 2 squads, Rob.
Okay, place them right in front of him again. One close to
Just
the
directly.
side one, and then the other one on the opposite edge. Yeah.
Which one is which?
VCX close to the side one because that's fine. And the other one right there in front.
Okay.
Okay, it'll be the MC-30. We'll be going next. Orlando has had a navigation dial, which I'll probably be using. But first, I'll be taking a side shot onto the Gazanti there. You say that?
Alright, 2 red, side to rear. And I just measured it because he does have a squad token. He's like a millimeter out of range of that A-Wing that is in the asteroid belt. Just barely. Hit crit. I don't think you can reroll with anything. Yeah, so scatter.
So Lando, aboard the mission, has decided that the times are really getting close and personal. He has sped up to 4 because of the navigation dial, and used it at the 1.
Wants to try to kill my Gazanti, despite the risk. Flying into Nita. As much carnage as possible. Smoke firing out. But it's not an engineering because we are going out in a blaze of glory. It's a concentrate fire. And we'll be doing a side to front. And then I am barely in range to flak out the back at this A-Wing on 1 health. Alright, we'll start with the flak out the back. Still can't kill these A-Wings. With black dice. I don't know how many blanks I've rolled on black dice with flak. It's ridiculous. Alright, so, side to front. Straight fire. 2 hits. Wow, my Gazantis can hit ships, though. 1 shield on the front, so you guys know. 2 on the port, 3 on the starboard. And 3 health left.
Just take the 2 on the shield.
So take 1 on the shield, 1 face down.
Alright, burn the shields. The redirect.
Okay, where's it going?
It's going from the front. No, side, the starboard.
So it's going to the starboard. Alright. Shields down to 1 on the starboard side. Alright, Vader orders his crew to keep being an annoyance, staying right in the path of this MC-75 to make it difficult to evade. Okay, it's Nita time. It's a navigate. And I will be doing a front to side into the admonition. It is clear if I do front to side. I am not clipping my Gazanti there. If you go dot to dot. And then I am going to do a side to front in the MZ75. Just one red dice, a plank shot. Maybe try to force Rob to burn his brace, just in case I can get a good angle on him for round 6. This is going to come down to the wire, folks. This is a close game. Okay, we're going to start with the plank side to front. There's only one shield up on the front. I'm really just going to try to get Rob to burn his brace here. And I'm going to need that double into the front. Or it's not a need that, it's TRC that, but I get that from you. So.
We'll need to give the abilities.
Yes. So you can either not burn the brace and take it face down and have 1 health or 2 health left, or burn the brace and just take it on the shield. And shields will be down.
Burn the brace.
Burn the brace, taking it on the shield. Alright, and now front to side, it is medium range, so full dice with spinal. Spinal armament. So 6 red, 4 blue into admonition. Admonition is also full health. It's not a bad roll. It's a really good roll. It's really a shame that I couldn't keep Vader close. Choke out Nita just like in the movies. Because Vader is not in range for me to choke him out. I mean, this isn't bad, but I was really hoping for some accuracies. And I already used my TRC, that's a once per, because you have to tap it. And there's nothing I can do with that. Yeah, that's it. So, that's what you got.
I'm gonna use burn one of the Vades. I'm gonna have you re-roll the blue. There's a better chance that, you can't do anything accuracy at this point.
No.
So, yeah, do blue. I can do 2, right?
Yep, if you burn it,
Both
you do
blues.
2. Both blues. Same difference. Hit crit.
Alright, then Lando I'll discard Lando.
Okay.
And get rid of one of your crits.
Well, you're not discarding Lando. You're having me re-roll any number of dice. It could be really good or it could be really bad.
No, that's what I mean. So I'm thinking the blues. There's a better chance of blues that if you just get accuracies.
Alright, I'm going to tell you right now, using Lando to just re-roll 2 dice is a waste of Lando.
Alright, then the reds. Wait, actually all of them.
You can re-roll the entire pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. This could be really good or really bad. That's the thing with Lando. Well, 2 accuracies. A blank. See, this is why Lando's good. So I just went from 7 damage to 6 damage. So technically, it's only 1 better, but if you do the redirect, now it's just shield damage.
Yep. That's what we'll do.
Yeah. So granted, that was actually a very average Lando roll. It wasn't super great for me. It wasn't super great for you.
No, but it was enough.
It was enough. Yes. To not take a crit, which is important. So, those of you guys might have been looking there, I don't know how to count dice apparently at the end there. It was only 5 damage. Something was bothering me about the math with how that worked out, how many dice took out. So he only took 5 damage. So he has 1 shield left on the front, and then no shields left on the starboard side. And doing a turn in here, landing on an asteroid, and receiving coolant discharge. Only 1 attack I perform each round can target a ship. Well, that sucks.
Not really.
Okay, squad phase, just a couple. A-Wing and BCX into the front of the numbered Gazanti. The other A-Wing has no shot because he is obstructed. If he tries to shoot the Simon, Rob will just be moving him. I'm not sure where he goes. So A-Wing. I'll take it on the shield. BCX. Re-roll it. 1 face down. Squads have been effective. We will be back for the end of the game. Start of round 6. This is down to the wire for sure. Round 6. And I don't know what to tell you guys, but this is what Armada's about. Close games, down to the wire. Right now, Rob's up. The losses that I've taken compared to the losses he's taken. But the MC-75 has 3 health remaining, but only 2 contains remaining for defense tokens. Lando has been used. Shields are down on the port side. Shields down to 1 on the front. But full shields on the port. I should have said starboard the first time. You know what I'm saying. I need another kill if I'm even going to have a hope of catching up in points and securing the victory. If Rob can take out my Gazantes, he might be able to seal it. This is going to come down to the wire, and we will obviously be counting up points while we're here, and we'll see who drops and who does not.
Alright, so the MC-30 is going on, and it's a concentrate fire dial, focus fire dial, sorry. And I'll be taking a front and a side shot into the rear of the Gazanti. Mark Gazanti right there, surrounded by fighters.
Doing the front shot first.
Yes.
Because if he kills it, he could one-shot it with even though it's small dice. He could still get me. He'll then do a side to front into the side. Okay, and before we do that, Rob does have a squad token. He is activating the Y-wing that's at the front of the Gazanti on 1 health.
A-wing, not Y.
Or A-wing. You wish it was Y-wing.
Yeah.
Into the front unshielded section. Blank.
Okay. So now back to our attacks.
Front to rear.
Yep. So red and 2 black.
Red into black. That is what you have
Oh, you got a kid.
right now. Did you want to concentrate fire on this attack?
I have ordnance experts though. I can re-roll 2 black.
Mm-hmm.
That's only not once per turn though. That's,
Yeah.
yeah, I roll 2 black. There's no ordnance.
So you don't want to do concentrate fire right now?
No, I'm gonna use my side shot if I have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
You roll both blacks. Two hits. So you're not doing concentrate fire.
Alright, concentrate fire with the red. No, with the black, I mean. Yeah. Black.
3 hits.
That shouldn't do now.
Scatter.
Yeah.
3 black, 2 red. Side shot, side to rear. It's barely catching my corner. So make sure that, yeah, 3 black, 2 red. Unfortunately, it does not matter. So I'll just burn the scatter. Even if you roll the blacks, it won't give me an accuracy. After much debate, the MC-30 is going speed 4, cannot adjust speed. It's going to swing around. The bag camera is going to eyeball this, not quite picking everything up. And like so, Rob was very disappointed to hear that he was going too fast and he couldn't ram my Gazanti.
Yeah.
To echo what Rob just said off camera, can Nita pull it off? There's a navigate, and I will be taking a long range front to side. It is long range, almost medium, but yeah, long range front to side into the MT-75. Okay, I'm going to start with the front to side into the MC-75. It is 6 red dice with spinal armament. I need 5 damage. Yes, 2 shields, 3 health, and no way to mitigate. Oh my gosh.
Did you actually do it?
I did it without even having to use TRCs. Because I do know how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. MC-75 does go down. Okay, with the navigate, I'm speeding up to speed 2. MC-75 does go down. I'm going to do a little turn, try to avoid landing on the asteroid field again. That is, yep, good there. So,
That's it.
that is it. We'll calculate the points, but getting that MC-75, I think, saved me. So, but man, that was down to the wire. We'll discuss it in the post-game interview. Alright, well, that was a nail-biter
Yes. Well.
and a nerve-wracking experience, at least for me. And it came down to Rob got 182 points. That's how much all of Tarkin was worth. And I got 281. And it was the MC-75 that did it. The MC-75 was worth 130 points. And yeah,
Yep.
if not for that, that would have been Rob's victory. And again, just right down to the end, to the very last shot. And Mercier, thank you for bringing the list. It's a deadly list.
It is
very
very
scary. And just as before we get into the talking about the game and everything, just a reminder to everybody, if you want to see your list featured on the channel, I've got a spreadsheet going with people that have submitted lists, and so you can either get yourself put on the list with a fleet you'd like to see me feature, and you can do that by easiest way is just go to my Facebook page. The link is in the descriptions below on all my videos, or the top right of my banner, and just send me a private message. Or mail me at maildownsizeit@gmail.com, or you can just post a comment in any of my videos, and that will, then I'll be able to get that list and put it down to be featured on the channel at some point. And one more thing I'm going to do before we get into the post game is, again, I forgot to do the question during the game. I was just so into what was going on and just trying to think of how to. I forgot to ask the question, so I'll ask it now. And keeping it in the vein with what I've done the past couple videos, the video I did with Robbie at Gear, when it comes out, it came out right before this one. I asked we're going specifics in the squad, so I asked what your specific Separatist squad is. That is your favorite. What's your favorite Separatist squad, and how you like to use it? So for this video, give me your favorite Republic squadron that you like the best, and how you like to use it. And for me, it is definitely, I love the Jedi, the Aether Sprites, specifically Ahsoka. I really like Ahsoka. I've only run the Republic once, but the one time I did it, when I was doing the Ahsoka and Plo Koon combo, and her ability to be, and especially with Grit, if you don't want to down with one, even that you can just have her jump over,
Make someone else attack.
with the 2 dice, and then with add up 2, if you're making Jedi attack, they get to re-roll it.
Yeah.
If for those that didn't see that, it's several videos back,
Yeah.
but it was Republic vs. Separatist match with Social General Rob, where we were playing with just the starter sets.
Yep.
And
It was the second one.
might have been our second one we did.
Second
Yeah,
one.
because I think I did the
Right.
Separatist first,
Yeah, you did.
and then we swapped.
Right.
And the ability of the Jedi, that they have the scatters.
Mm-hmm.
The good Jedi have
Yeah.
to add up 2s, even just add up 1 adds up, and then but again, the other sprites are fantastic,
Yes.
and I love
Just by themselves.
by themselves, and I like Ahsoka anyway, but I also like her ability. I think her ability is fantastic. So that's my specific Republic squadron. So to enter into the giveaway for the $50 store credit to Admiral Taylor's Ship Shop, or to give yourself another entry, answer in the comments below. What is your favorite specific Republic squadron? And don't forget to watch the previous video that came out before this one with Robbie at Gear, asking about the Separatist squads, so you can enter in an additional time from that video. So, now we can get to discussing the game.
Alright.
Rob, your
Yes.
thoughts?
My thoughts are you're the luckiest with dice. You're better than Lando.
That was,
Or
yeah,
Han,
I
or
got
Han for that matter.
I got really, really lucky.
Yeah, talk about
When I
getting
needed
exact numbers. You got exactly what you needed. On 2 occasions especially. On Ackbar, which I didn't doubt at that point when I had Ackbar right there. I didn't think it would be hard for him to do. But the MC-75, yeah, I thought, no. I have like 1 health left or something, you know. And I'll take out Vader when I run him over. No, didn't happen. No. So he got the extended out. It was kind of funny. Of course, flacking was the correct thing to do. Of course, that was a no-brainer for both of us. And of course, if he didn't, well, if I had a chance, another chance again, I would have shot is Kazanti, which would not have given me much help. But
well, see that. So now, see that's the. So at the end there.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing at the end.
Mhm.
Thinking about. I wasn't sure what you were going to do first because if you activated the MC-75 first,
yeah.
you could have destroyed Vader.
U.S. scattered.
Possibly you might have gotten accuracy. Or 2. You had 2
I
blue
had
dice.
2. Yeah.
You were going into the Corona, but you were rolling 2 blue dice.
Mhm.
What was your command? I still have it here. Concentrate fire. So you could have had 3 blue dice.
Yep.
And with Kate and Chillin to get 2 scatters. And
No,
you
not
can't-
24.
Yeah, 24. I want to help you.
Sorry,
out.
come on.
But all you have to do is just get 2 accuracies. 1 to stop, because 1 will go away. 1 to stop the scatter. Even with my rerolls, you'd have 3 black dice. I don't know. All you needed was 1 damage. You had 2 health left. And even then, even if you completely whiffed, you'd still be able to ram me.
Right. Yeah.
But let's say even though you completely whiff on that.
Okay.
The way that I was angled there, I think you could have done a side step to the left and not ram me and moved out of the front arc of the Simon.
True. Yeah. Right. Could have.
And then there's no way that Vader, with basically 1 shot, you had shields on your side, Vader's not going to kill you. Now then, of course, Lando, who had already been used, so the MC-30 would be taking the full front shot. But you still had the admonition title, you still had 2 redirects and an evade.
Mm-hmm.
There'd still be a high chance you might actually survive that shot.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
So it's one of those where I'm thinking if it might not have been better to maybe be the MC-75 first.
Yeah, it was a tough one. I was hoping to kill off the Gazanti
The
right
number
there.
Gazanti.
Yeah.
You got
And-
the crappiest luck.
Yes, I did.
No accuracies. 2 shots with rerolls.
Even without the Corona, I wouldn't.
Even without the Solar Corona, it would not have mattered
Right.
because you didn't get accuracies at all. And it was, I was able to just do scatter, and
Well,
it was the worst
Yeah.
luck. Yeah, that was
That's
tough.
how my dice roll.
That was tough.
That's how my dice roll. But no, it was really great. It was a really great list. By the way, Mercier, it really was. I agree. Those 2 Gazantis with the repairs, I thought I had Tarkin down earlier.
Yep.
Further.
They definitely helped
And they're
early
like,
on.
By the way, just let's patch that in the hole in the ship. Here you go.
Yeah. I should have, based on the way things were maneuvering, it was difficult for me to keep them close to Tarkin because I had to get them to come back and then reverse direction. And that was just because I messed up the whole deployment thing by not letting you deploy everything first in it. But doing this list, I guess, properly, again, it is a nasty list because you just see all the damage that pretty much 1 Simon did
Right.
for the first 4 rounds of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second Simon was able to come in and clean up. The take evasive action was huge to keep his maneuverability,
Yeah.
to get needed turn, what he needed to do to just barely get that front arc
Right.
at the last turn into the MC-75.
Set them up. Yeah.
And so that was key. But just imagine how scary this is if I would have maneuvered it properly so you didn't get around me so fast, or I had to bring both Simons to bear at the same time.
Yeah.
This game might have been over on turn 3 or 4 if I would be able to hit you with both Simons all at once.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it is
Look
a
at the
scary list.
Gazanti's right behind it.
And then the Xanti's just falling behind.
Right. Yeah.
Safe and
Yeah.
away from the. So,
So
if I run this list again, you know, it obviously would deploy better and just set up to keep my formation nice and tight. And I don't know, it's hard to beat. You just have to get around it. But
I agree. The two signings together alone, right there in that corner in the beginning, I'm looking at it going, I gotta stay long range, but then I'm looking like, okay, I get those Gazantes, they're off a little out of formation. And I was trying to send the MC-30 over there to take them out, which I knew was gonna be difficult, but you know, he does have these all proton torpedoes, and I thought, I could do something. And then I started turning the MC-75 inward toward the station, and I was like, okay, I got to get him ready for those two guys right there, the two Simons. And then I had Ackbar trying to follow behind him without the MC-30 hitting anything, and then knocking back and crashing and causing a pileup on the turnpike there, basically, and killing my own guys. But yeah, that would have been nasty. Yeah, that was nasty anyways.
I mean, you did it right. You kept yourself at high speed.
You did.
And you were trying to get around me. Unfortunately, Ackbar couldn't get around fast enough.
No, he got slowed up by the MC. So.
And, well, he didn't get slowed up. It was just that I was able to close the distance fast enough.
Yeah.
Also, it was really, really hurt. This happened to me last time I ran an MC-30. It was just so out of position.
Yeah.
It didn't come into play until around 5 and 6. And by then, the game, it couldn't do enough damage to drop another Star Destroyer. So that was just kind of tough because MC-30s can pull it out a lot of damage, but they got to be there to do it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I think I overshot a couple times at speed 4 when I shouldn't have. I think I slowed down.
Yeah, I think if
too much.
Well, no, slowing down would have been fine. When you started at, you should have. I started at 3. You should have stayed at 3 on turn 2 when you sped up to 4. That limited your maneuverability. Mm-hmm. I would have stayed at 3 and just kept churning in. If you would have turned directly into the battle, I think you could have been in there by turn 3.
Yeah, probably.
And
but playing the rebels that way, going around the entire battlefield, I'm actually not that used to doing. I used to when I first began to do it that way, but kind of lost, got rusty there, and I just lost out on that part. But the MC-30, I mean, I love the ships, and I can't wait to go speed 4. That's the problem. I have a lead foot, so I love to go fast. Unfortunately, they, I was maneuver with it, so I have to watch that. But no, it was good. It was good. I did not believe it could get Tarkin down, to be honest. But,
yeah, you both of Ackbar's shots from the space potato. You did excellent hits. The MC-75, its one shot it got on it.
Yeah,
was an excellent hit. I mean, Tarkin went down faster than I thought. I thought that he might. I turned him away, and I was just going to fly away. Mm-hmm. I thought he would have survived, but no, you did enough, and then to be able to drop him, and drop him easily. It wasn't even barely. So he went down, and I was not expecting that. The one thing, again, I will say about this list for Mercier, as deadly and as nasty and as scary as it is, going up against a list that has bombers, I think it's the Achilles heel of this list. Because there's no way to stop the bombers. Because, your A-Wings were throwing shots at me.
Yeah.
If those A-Wings were Y-Wings, or heaven forbid B-Wings, I mean, Tarkin would have gone down much faster, and then you could have focused all firepower into Nita.
Yep.
And there's nothing I can do about it. You guys have seen the bat reps I've done with Robbie, where he's done his B-wing swarms against me, and I have nothing to answer. And I just get shredded like Swiss cheese. That would be a very difficult list to run this one against, since I have no squadron support to lock the B-wings or Y-wings or any list. It doesn't matter who I'm playing. It's Separatist, Republic, or another. Yep. If it's a bomber-focused list, I don't know. Man, I'm not sure how. It'd be interesting to take this fleet up against a bomber-centric list to see how it could counter it and survive long enough to try to drop the fleet carriers before the bombers take me out. But that'd be interesting. Actually, Mercier, if you're watching, You see this? Comment below if you've run this list before, and if you faced bomber heavy lists and squadron heavy lists, and let me know how you dealt with it, because I'd be curious to see how you dealt with the bomber heavy lists. But other than that, it was fun to run. I love Star Destroyers, so I always like when I get to bring out more than one. So this was very enjoyable for me to play.
It was fun. It was fun for me because I got to see Ben sweat.
Oh yeah, man! I was just thinking.
He was walking back and forth, pacing.
I just wasn't sure I was.
With all the editing,
yeah.
Trust me, he's walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, oh, I no wait, if I do this, no, I can't do it. Oh my god, oh, okay. I mean, he's talking to himself and all that stuff. And I was just sit back and okay, I feel better.
Yeah, getting that MC7, it was barely. I was even after my last turn, I barely had you in arc. I didn't know if I was. The whole thing was when I saw that Tarkin was going down, I didn't know if I was going to be able to turn meet it fast enough, and it was. I was barely able to, and that was the main thing. That's what I was really nervous about is because you were going so. That's why I sent Vader out to sacrifice to try to stop you, act as a robot.
Well, yeah, no,
just to stop. Because if I didn't do that. There's no way else I could kill that MC-7.
I'm surprised you didn't eat earlier.
Well, the opportunities didn't present itself, but but it was, yeah, that was but again, I didn't show the measurement on camera, but even on, like, round 5, he barely got out of my front arc because he was able to move the speed one. I was able to stop
or something like that.
Yeah. And then even when I made the turn, and then starting round 6, I mean, I was a little excited that you chose to go with the MC30 first, so I was like, oh, I can do it again. And then I measured it, and I was just barely hitting the corner, just inside the corner to get the front shot. And it came down to the very end. I was barely able to turn around to be able to catch you.
Which is the games we like, and it goes right down to
the wire.
I mean, it was round 6.
Right down to the wire.
I was like, what am I gonna do?
And it's the kind of games you know. It's the bane of Imperial players playing a Rebel turning list that loves to turn because Imperial players don't like to turn. And so it could have gone either way.
Yep.
Right up to the very end.
Good.
So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys were also on the edge of your seat wondering who was going to come out at the end. And the games where it's just a blowout, a foregone conclusion, those aren't fun to play and also not fun to watch. So I'm glad it was a close game.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I always have fun playing against Ben. It's always fun to see you guys' lists. It always is. I do know when Ben comes and brings a list, he's looking the way he's looking at the sheet, at the ships and everything else, and the hub moves and everything's like, okay, I know it's not his style, which is great to see Ben try something different. Because Ben's always saying, Rob, try expanding. Go try something different. And now you're making Ben try something different. I think that's great.
This one, the 2 Rebel lists I've run so far were very outside my comfort zone.
No, they were.
Yeah. It showed I lost horribly on both those games. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched those videos yet, but it was just I was making strategic mistakes everywhere, travesties. This was still more at my wheelhouse because it's Star Destroyers. It's my favorite ship. I love Star Destroyers. I'm used to flying them. But no squads, I'm not used to that because I don't like that. So that's what made me uncomfortable. But I was when I got Rob's list when he sent it to me, I was like, okay, it's not up on my heavy list. It's just some A-wings. They still cause some problems, but
especially when they could be hit.
Yeah, but it was anyway. So yes, please keep sending the lists in.
Yes, please, guys.
I don't know when I'll get to them because I think I've already got I have 5 more on my spreadsheet from people have been submitting.
Nice.
And so I'll just keep them going. Even if you've already submitted a list, submit another one.
Yeah.
Let's say if you submitted a list, I already ran it. There is no rule that you can only submit one list and only featured once on the channel. Submit another list. I probably won't feature it until I've gone through people that haven't had their list seen yet.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'd like to keep this going for as long as possible. So go ahead and send those lists in. Again, the easiest way is just to message me on my Facebook page. And it's also, just go to my Facebook page as well. My pinned post has the inventory of everything I own, so of what I can use. So obviously you can't run a list that you send me that I don't have the models for. So just check that out to see what models I have. And again, don't forget to answer the question. for this video, your favorite specific squadron for the Republic. And other than that, great game, Rob.
Great game. Ben.
Enjoyed it.
Thank you, Mercer.
Yep, and thank you guys for watching. And until next time, take it easy.